Je remercie son...
I thank His Excellency Ayman Safadi, and I now invite the representative of Spain, His Excellency José Manuel Álvarez Bueno, Minister for Foreign Affairs, European Union and Cooperation of Spain, co-chair of Working Group 1, to take the floor.
Thank you very much. I commend Prince Faisal and Jean-Noël Barrot for the work they are doing, and of course my good friend Ayman Safadi that has co-chaired this group. I will continue in Spanish. Hoy seguimos.
Today we continue to make progress on what is the only possible path towards peace in the region, and so that we don't have a repetition of this cycle of violence that we are currently witnessing, which is the worst one in the longest-standing conflict that the United Nations has on its agenda. And I'd like to recall that the first peace mission in the history of this organization was in Palestine, and we're still here in a situation that is more serious than ever. Right now we have tens of thousands of people dead, more than 100,000 people wounded, and we have to work for the implementation of the two-state solution, which is the only way to work for lasting peace in the Middle East. The working group that I co-chaired with Minister Safadi made it clear that we cannot go back to the status quo before the 7th of October. We need to flesh out the two-state solution. That is the only possible path and the objective of this conference. At the same time, there is broad agreement that we must make progress on establishing the statehood of Palestine, beginning with recognition of the state of Palestine, as 149 UN member states have already done, and also to work for its admission as a fully fledged member of this organization. It is also essential that the full normalization of relations of everyone with Israel and its full integration into the region be reaffirmed. The conclusions of the group also recall that the Palestinian Authority is the only legitimate actor to ensure the future governance of the Gaza Strip. The Palestinian Authority is our partner for peace, and we have to lay the groundwork for a realistic, viable Palestinian state with Gaza and the West Bank under a single national Palestinian Authority with territorial contiguity connected through a land corridor with access to the sea and a port in Gaza and with its capital in East Jerusalem. And in the face of the unbearable humanitarian catastrophe generated by Israel's military offensive, which has been going on for 20 months now, we clearly demand the mass unhindered entry of humanitarian assistance, its distribution in accordance with humanitarian principles and via key humanitarian actors, first and foremost the United Nations and its agencies, and in particular UNRWA. And lastly, we recognize the need to comply with international law and international humanitarian law, with resolutions of the United Nations Security Council, with the advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice of the 19th of July 2024, and we cannot accept unilateral decisions that obstruct the viability of this two-state solution. We cannot accept settler violence. We cannot accept forced displacement, successive waves of forced displacement. And if there is a violation of the legal framework that we ourselves have voted for and which is binding upon all of us and also on Israel, then the relevant responsibility should be pursued. Thank you very much.
Je remercie son...
I thank His Excellency José Manuel Álvarez, and I now invite the representative